Hey, this is Trip from TripAdvice.com, and today I want to talk about something that I've not really touched before. And this is all about the red flags to look out for when you first start dating a girl. Maybe from the first to like fifth, sixth, or seventh date. Okay, now I know if you've been watching a lot of the videos on this channel, you might be getting a lot of results, which is great. You're going on a lot of dates, meeting a lot of different types of girls, and you're going to have to learn how to look for some of the red flags that will cause a lot of problems for you and this girl and this relationship, and just, the things that don't make up a quality girl. Okay, so I'm going to go over those in a second, but I also want you to realize that you might have some of your own red flags. Okay, and whatever those are, there's probably a whole list of things that you know you don't like when you're dating a woman. So here's the thing. Those are stuff that you should write down and be very aware of, okay? A lot of us can get very caught up in attraction, right? You like a girl, she likes you, everything's all warm and fuzzy, and you tend to look over some of the things that you really shouldn't, just because, you guys are kind of having this little fling and you're getting sex and all that stuff. But you got to make sure that whatever your red flags are, you're looking out for them and you're sticking to your gut and you're being strong with them, okay? Now, the red flags I'm going to go over today are ones that I believe are some of the most important, okay? So let's go over 3 of them right now. The first one is drinking and or substance abuse like drugs, okay? So drinking is a little bit more common, and everyone drinks, everyone likes to have a couple of drinks, for the most part. But you got to look out for the girls who are drinking a little bit too much. So the girls who are getting really trashed on a first date or a second date, or just keep on getting drunk every date you guys do, or always suggesting going to get drinks. Now, of course, people like to drink because it helps them with overcoming their nervousness. But at the same time, you really do not want to be getting into a relationship or start dating a girl who has a heavy drinking problem. It's going to cause you a lot of drama in the future, and it's just going to, not really help you guys get along that well, especially if you're not a big drinker, okay? You're not really being with her. You're being with this other person who's drunk all the time, so it's not like a real connection. Okay, so that's the first one. Think about that. The next one is a girl who is not accepting of who you are, right? So you might be with a girl and you guys start to date a little bit, and you can notice that she's trying to change you. Maybe she's making quick judgment calls on you, or she's criticizing you in little ways. These are kind of manipulative tactics to get you to change who you are as a person. Okay, so you got to look out for this. You do not want a girl who's going to manipulate you and who's going to try to change the core version of you, okay? And this could totally happen, and it can totally happen without you even knowing it. So if you start to date a girl and she's, subtly kind of telling you to maybe dress different or act different, or putting down what you do, or putting down your hobbies, or anything that has to do with you, this is a bad sign, okay? This will not stop. A girl who starts doing that will always be doing that, and most of the time, that girl will not end up ever being happy. She's always going to want to criticize you and try to change who you are. And of course, why would you want to do that, right? The best thing about you is you. So you want a girl who accepts you for all of you and is not trying to change you to be someone different. The next red flag, and I actually thought of this idea because I've had a couple people write in and ask me questions about this type of girl. And it's the girl who happens to be either really narcissistic or very self-involved, okay? This is also a girl that you don't want to be with. Now, a girl who is showing those signs of being self-involved, maybe she's talking a lot about herself, doesn't ask you questions, doesn't show interest in you. Now again, that could happen maybe on a first or second date because the girl's a little bit nervous, so she just likes to talk about herself, and that's really not the biggest deal in the world. But if you see that after the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, however many dates, that she really is never showing an interest in you, this, in the long run for you, is not going to be healthy because you're not going to be interested in this girl eventually. Eventually, you're probably going to end up breaking up with her because you're going to think that she doesn't really care about you. Now, the tricky part is you still might stay with her even though she's self-involved and talking about herself a lot or very narcissistic because she's still showing signs that she's interested in you, right? So that still might happen, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be happy in the long run. It's eventually going to hit you, and you're going to realize that this seems like a one-sided relationship where it's all about her and not about you, and she's clinging to you as someone who can listen to her and be all about her and her problems and never be there for you. And eventually, for you, I promise that is just going to crumble. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 3 biggest red flags. Now, I wrote a blog post recently that I want you to check out. You probably saw it here on the screen this entire time. It's a little annotation here. That blog post goes further in depth about more red flags, about women, and also how to cut ties and how to cut loose any of these girls that are not for you, okay? And also, there's some good information in there about the girls that you're really attracted to and really like, but it's not working out so well. What do you do? Do you stay with them? Do you keep trying to pursue them? Do you let them go? I talk about all that in the blog post. So check that out, read that. I promise you it's going to help you a lot in your dating journey. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out that blog post. It's also in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.